Hello, Minties. This is the Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition. And join me today as I do an advanced overview of the Tigra, the Complete Collection, and XMen Reload Volume 2 from Marvel Comics. So please stay tuned. Okay, so let's start with Tigra. Now, before, of course, I get started, I want to give a shout out to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel for sending us advanced copies of the books. Both books are due out on December 11th. So December 11th is going to be a pretty hefty week for collected editions. You got a couple of Omnis and then the House of X and Silver Surfer Black. So here is what the complete collection looks like. It is one of those, as I like to call, epic, non-epic books. It retails for $39.99. So compared to the size of a standard edition trade paperback, it looks something like that. This is Dr. Aphra, Volume 6. Hope they continue these in oversized format. And this retails for $15.99. And also comes out the week of the 11th. But compared to the size of this complete collection. Of course, these are classic stories. So let's crack it open. So here's a collection I never thought I would see. Along with the likes of Man-Wolf and Peter Porker, comes Tigra. That's crazy. I love that Marvel is releasing all these obscure characters. So, long before Greer Grant Nelson joined the West Coast Avengers, or Avengers West Coast, she was known as the Cat. So that was long before she was known as Tigra. I'm not going to spoil how she becomes Tigra, though, but I'm just going to take a look at the artwork and then, of course, look at the build of the book. It feels like an epic, by the way. These complete collections, I can't remember if the Man-Wolf felt like this, but this feels more like an epic book in the way that it is built and the way the pages feel. The book is 424 pages, and as I mentioned, is $39.99. That, of course, is retail price. So as I flipped through here, one thing I forgot to note was that this character, the Cat, the character of Greer, she was created by Linda Fight and Mary Severin. Actually, let's go back here and look at some of Severin's artwork. So this is the way that Severin drew her. So I thought that was really cool that she was created by two ladies. I did not know that. And then here is when Patty Greer came on board and started doing the layouts with the legendary Bill Everett doing the finishes. Now Jim Starlin takes over art duties, joining Linda Fight. And let's talk about what the book contains, because this contains a lot. By the way, I wish they had used this for the cover. I completely understand why they didn't, but I love that Mike Deodato image. That is from the, what is it called? Icons, I think, miniseries. But anyway, this contains the Cat 1 through 4, Marvel Team Ups 867, Giant Size Creatures number 1, Marvel Chillers 3 through 7, Marvel 2-in-1 number 19, Marvel Premiere number 42, Tigra 1 through 4, that's the Icon series from the aughts. Material from Monsters Unleashed number 10, and Marvel Team Up 125. So you have a lot of legendary talent working on the art too. You have John Byrne, Carrie Gamble, Sal Buscema, Todi DeZuniga, just to name a few. And then, of course, later on you have Mike Deodato. This is when she is Tigra, by the way. So there have been some changes made to her character. Here's some early John Byrne stuff. A lot of the stuff in here, I want to say, like, most of it has not been collected anywhere before. So this is a really cool collection. Here's some of that Burnish art again. Now let's look at the back here for the Tigra stuff. This is, Icons, that's what it was called, the miniseries. This is the stuff that was written by Christina Z and drawn by Mike Deodato Jr. This is the early aughts, so Mike Deodato Jr. was right around the time that he was drawing Amazing Spider-Man by JMS, which is a phenomenal series. So I did get to read this. This was an okay series. But the stuff that I've read from when she was known as the Cat, this was really interesting to me in the way that she was written back then. Of course, it's a different writing style. So let's look at the back for extras. Okay, so we're starting off with an article from Giant Size Creatures number 1, and then the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, which you need to pick up if you're my age. Okay, so some of the stuff was printed in the Women of the Marvel Universe trade paperback, and I'm assuming the omnibus. Women of Marvel Celebrating 7 Decades omnibus. Yeah, that one right there. Then the variant cover, and then this is some Mike Deodato Jr. Oh, that is cool. These are sketches done on a, okay, orange board. Nice. It's so simple. It's so stupid, but I really, really love that look. And there she is. As far as the build of the book, it is like your epics in that glued binding. But, I mean, you saw how well the pages just folded over really nicely. Once you get in the middle and about, then once you get towards the end, of course, you're going to have to hold it down a little bit, like any trade paperback. Now we're going to look at X-Men Reload, Volume 2. Again, comparing it to the size of the Dr. Aphra. This is not labeled as a complete collection. It's not labeled as an epic collection. It is just a big, fat trade paperback. Not even an ultimate collection. So, perhaps it's time to update my comprehensive reading order of X-Men, including graphic novels, trade paperbacks, and omnibuses. Now, one thing I will say is that both of these books, again, come out on December 11th, and you can pick them up from cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off the cover price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on packaging your books so they arrive safely and in excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. And check out their bargain bin for even greater deals up to 90% off cover price. And for you Minties, Cheap Graphic Novels is running a special promotion. If you're a first-time customer, let them know you were referred by Near Mint Condition at the checkout, and you'll receive a credit for free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for U.S. customers. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discounts, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. Alright, so here is the table of contents. The book is called Reload Volume 2, but it is known as House of M, because House of M is kind of where Chris Claremont gave his last hurrah. This is his second return to X-Men, by the way, when he came back with Alan Davis and took over the book, and it was phenomenal. As a matter of fact, Alan Davis draws a lot of the stuff towards the beginning, but he did not like the story of House of M. I don't know if it was Chris Claremont's, or I don't know if it was House of M itself, so he walked away from the book. So coming on board after that to finish out his run was Chris Bacalo, and he took over the run. So the book contains Uncanny X-Men 462 through 474, and Decimation House of M, the day after number 1, as well as Uncanny X-Men Annual number 1. This is where it gets confusing, because Annual number 1 is the 2006 Annual, not the original Annual number 1, even though there wasn't one, because it was known as Giant Size, and I'm going on way too long about that. I'll explain it in another video. And for those of you that don't know, I'm sure plenty of you know. Here's some badass artwork by Chris Bacalo. My gosh, I love this dude. I wish there was a freaking way to get this in omnibus format. I love the artwork and the talent that goes on this. This is the End of Grace storyline, where, how do I not spoil this? Where a bunch of the Shi'ar Empire rogue warriors come looking for Rachel Summers because they believe her to be one day turn evil because she has the Phoenix in her. The House of M Aftermath, and then the House of M crossover, which was just alternate dimension storytelling. The Annual number 1, and then sadly, Chris Claremont left the book again. And that is, love that image, love that tattoo. Saw somebody at a convention walking around with this tattoo, and I always wondered if it was real. If it's real, that is so freaking badass. I don't know if I'm man enough to do it, but more power to you if you are. Anyway, Chris Claremont didn't get to finish his story. I don't know if he was upset that as of 475, Ed Brubaker was coming on board to take over the book, and then we got the Fall of the Shi'ar Empire storyline, but he didn't get to finish it, and sadly, Tony Bedard scripted the last few issues, like 472, 473, and then wrote issue 474. So that always kind of irked me. I kind of wish, and then this is Storm's story that he did write for the Annual. Oh, I've always, this was, long before Black Panther, this was my match made in heaven. Forge and Storm. I always thought they belonged together. But hey, that's another story. Now let's look at the back for extras, if there are any. So the book is 400 pages, and it does retail for $34.99, so keep that in mind. Like I said, it's not an epic or a complete collection, it's just called X-Men Reload. A lot of these have been printed in trade paperback format, a lot of the stories in here, but those have been long out of print for a long time. So what you have here in the back are uncolored pages by Alan Davis, and just a couple of them. And that was the overviews of both books. Let me know in the comments down below if you're picking these up in this format. If you ever expected to see a Tigra complete collection. I was pretty shocked myself. And what you thought of Chris Claremont's return to X-Men for the second time. So, please leave those comments down below. Please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button. And remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint.